Well, what we understand is that among these classified documents that the FBI was searching for are in is documents related to nuclear weapons. Now, we're very clear in the story. We do not know whether that relates to U.S. nuclear weapons, the U.S. nuclear weapons arsenal, or research, or information about the nuclear weapons of other countries. But what we do understand is that this information, which would in any instance be among the most tightly guarded secrets in the US government, appears to have caused sufficient concern that it helped motivate this extraordinary search at the former president's home. And I think what this underscores is the degree to which law enforcement officials and others in the government were deeply concerned about the sensitive nature of the information that Donald Trump had at his personal residence. And we should also emphasize there is no plausible reason that experts can point to why a former president would need to have classified information of that significance at his home. That's right. We've talked to former officials who served at senior levels in the intelligence community in the Trump administration who said that it was routine that highly classified information was passed around and handled by people who did not have a need to possess it or to read it. People who did not have the appropriate security clearances, people who didn't have a need to know. That among this information, one former intelligence official told us that they routinely saw was signals intelligence. We're talking about things like intercepted communications, potentially of foreign leaders. That too is some of the most closely protected, guarded information. And the idea that it was flowing around freely among officials who didn't need to have it or didn't have the proper access to it starts to fill out a picture of just the kind of the sloppiness that many former officials say they saw in the Trump administration when it came to handling close protected secrets. Yeah, that's a great question. So we still don't know precisely when they learned this. But if you look at the sequence of events of how this unfolded, we know that there was a subpoena that was issued to President Trump back in June, which is essentially a request from the government that, saying, we think you have information, we need you to hand it back to us. It's a command of sorts, but it's asking nicely, if you want to think about it that way. It appears that this situation escalated, however, when President Trump, for again reasons we don't fully understand, did not return the information that the government made clear to him he needed to return. And so I think that also elevated the concern among law enforcement agents. Why is he not giving back the information that we think he has, that we're telling him he needs to get back to us? That in any event would cause significant concern if someone who had classified information in their possession was refusing to hand it back when it's the former president, the political and the legal implications of that, we're seeing them play out right now. And we can see how extraordinarily that would complicate the situation.